Hey,
Hey, what's going on,
what's
Jillian?
going on, Erica? It's Moms in the Huddle. I'm
I'm,
excited.
I'm excited too. I mean, we're moms in a huddle. I'm Erica. I am the mom of Samaj Morgan, the Samaj Morgan. Yeah, I can say the Samaj Morgan at the University of Michigan. He plays wide receiver in his third season. I'm also the mom of Tyler. Tyler is my baby and is okay with being my baby. So I
Yeah,
will say it's always an honor to come and serve with my sister girl,
yeah,
Jillian.
it is service and it's fun. So I'm Jillian Blackwell. I have three boys, Big Mac. I call him JC Jonathan, who plays for the University of Wisconsin, and then my youngest son, Lil Rob, Big Mac, JC, and Lil Rob. And I'm excited about the conversation tonight. We're moms in a huddle, and we're going to be talking about
Mm,
things that you and I have probably been dealing with for years.
yeah.
Um, just the noise. One of the things I thought about was when you go into a stadium or a football field, you get really excited about the noise, right?
Mm,
You hear all the noise, but sometimes it's the noise in your head that you're playing with. Like, will my child play? Is
yeah.
he gonna mess up? When he play? Those types of things. And so today
Yeah.
we're gonna put our coach's hat on. And so I'm Coach Jillian today. This is Coach Erica, and we want to start. We just want to keep it real tonight. Like I said,
Yeah.
our sons, Jonathan and Shamaj, they've been with each other since the fourth grade, playing football or basketball,
Hmm.
and that means we've been doing sports and parenting this thing for a long time. We've logged the miles. We've stayed in hotels, good, bad, and the ugly, and we've sat through tournaments. We've cheered in the stands and we have watched our share of parents absolutely lose their mind.
Yeah.
We've seen, we've just seen a lot.
Yeah.
Referees roast
Mhm.
kids get stressed out because adults with the capital A couldn't keep it together. And
Mm,
so we want to talk about that tonight. How do you how do you quiet the noise? And so we
yeah.
have 21 ways we're going to talk about it. We probably won't get to all 21 because we'll be here till like 8 or 9 o'clock. But we're going to
Yeah.
talk about, some strategies in which, as you a parent, can help
Mhm.
your child. Sometimes just keep your mouth closed.
Absolutely. And I like that. And then Jillian's, like she said, you guys to be able to go and look at the 21 ways in which we're saying how you're able to quiet that noise when things are happening. What type of noise are we talking about? And I'm going to put this up because I think that this is good to understand. You're only as good as your last catch and your last shot. Stay hungry.
Stay
Now,
home.
we're talking about it from our perspective, but when
Yeah.
you look at it from another perspective, and I like to say this is no pun intended, but y'all love to forget the grind and obsess over the one play.
Mm,
Must be nice watching from the sidelines because we all do.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
the reason that we're going to be talking about this, we're going to go into the minds of the parents of what you're thinking when your
Yeah.
kid doesn't get the play or
Yeah.
they miss a ball they didn't catch or they miss the what, Jillian, the basket and brick it.
The
uh,
three ball, they missed the last shot that would seal the game on the
right.
free throw line.
Hmm. One miss and y'all forget the whole game. That's fan
Mm,
behavior. We're going to
yeah.
talk about that tonight
We're gonna
because
talk.
yeah, we got to go into the minds of parents. And also, Jillian, we're going to talk about and we're going to show you some of the negative comments I know that I seen about my son and what
Mm,
I did. How did
yeah.
I react? You
Yeah.
know, and then we're going to talk about the good things because here's the thing: as long as you good, everybody love you. Rah rah, sis, boom, bye.
Yes.
But
Yeah,
do
my
no wrong.
yeah, my husband had to tell me very early on. Again, my husband played high school, he played college, he played international, he played for a second in the pros. And when Jonathan started playing, he said, "Babe, you can't pay attention to the noise because they'll love you on Tuesday,
Mm-hmm.
and you go see some nasty things said about your child on Thursday." So he trained me very early on to say, "Don't do that to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Don't." And he would say, "Actually, don't believe the hype." He's like, "Don't believe the hype."
You're right.
And he would tell Jonathan, stay humble because you
Mm-hmm.
might be on cloud nine again on Tuesday. and
Yeah.
you mess up that one play, you're done. And again, people are human, and so we just have to guard our hearts as parents.
Yeah, and they love you. Like I say, they love you one day, then they're crying for your sometimes coach's resignation because they may think that here's the odd thing with that. You're a coach coaching a team of players, right? You're not
Yeah,
even out on the field playing, but
I
they'll
know.
fall for your job.
I never understood that. Again, I've never played sports before, so perhaps it's because I've never played sports. But
Mhm.
I never said, well, it's 25 people out there. You gonna
You calling for his resignation?
Yes, yes, that's
Yeah,
been
so yeah, that's a lot to be put on the backs of people when it comes down to just this. So y'all, we are talking. If you haven't done so already, go to our Facebook, go to our Instagram, our website, like, comment, and subscribe. We are here for your comments. If you have a question, join in on the conversation. You may have an experience in which something happened to you, or you just want to share it and you want it to be shared on Moms in the
yeah.
Huddle. We are willing to go ahead and share your comments. So, Jillian, let's go,
That's
girl.
well, you know, well, before again, we said we wanted to be transparent. So I know I've been tempted at times to lose it. I just have a tendency. I walk away. I'm like, let me get out of here. Let me shut up. But
Mhm.
you and I were talking about an incident that you had, and so since we're doing, I was going to say Transparent Tuesday, but it's a Monday. We're going to do Make It Real Monday.
Make it real Monday. Clap,
Again,
clap,
no
snap,
judgment.
snap, the
We're
east
all
side.
human. We're all human. So your
Yes,
east
we
side came out one time,
are. It
and
did.
what happened?
Well, and I'm not ashamed to say, but I will say I know I really, as a mom, I know how to conduct myself. I do. That's the first thing, and I have in the past. But there are moments when the more human side of you come out, the person that you thought you left years ago come out. As I say, clap, clap, snap, snap. East side comes out.
Right.
I was at a game. It was an away game, and I
Okay.
remember being at this away game. And we were we had just won. Michigan, I want to say, had just won, and it was just pandemonium. And we won. So the parents in the parent section are exiting out. I remember I was walking, then I'm seeing some people up there. They're cussing. They're saying all this about us. They're throwing the slurs. When I say slurs, the real slurs, I don't want to say what they are, but they're
There you
throwing all kind of things. Then it was a young man that was behind me, and my husband was behind me. And I remember him saying something about Michigan. Michigan ain't nothing. Y'all are this. And they're close to us. It's not like they're just far away. They're behind us. They're being
Ooh.
so rude. And I did. I turned around. And when I turned around, it was just the way that his face looked at us that made me so upset. And I did. I put the middle finger up and I said, "Your mama." Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm
And
clutching my
he said, the guy said, "Oh, now you gonna clutch your pearls? You just finished cussing me out, cussing us out." And my husband said, "Erica, turn around and just go." He had to push me. Yeah.
Ooh.
And that was an emotion that's a natural emotion that quiet as it is kept, a lot of people may be like, "Oh, that's just not me," and I would never do that. Well, you know what? Good for you. God bless you that God made you perfect. He didn't make me perfect, right? So,
Right.
but he did say, be perfect as I am perfect. But here's the thing, I wasn't perfect on that day. So, but what I did was I said, "Lord, I'm so sorry that I did that, but I was in that moment and I should not have did that." So when you
No.
talk about really quieting the noise in your mind when it comes to your kid being out there, or when it comes to a parent knowing how to handle bloggers talking about your kids or fans
Ooh.
making a comment, here's the thing, even when they do good. So Jillian, this is just what it is, you
Yeah,
know.
it is. Yeah, so we've heard it. I mean, we've heard parents comment, perhaps, in elementary, middle school, high school, college, your son missed the game winning shot. Or he or she, I'm sure other
Mhm.
parents may have heard, your child might be overrated.
Yeah.
I've heard it, the kid overrated. I've heard that in plenty games.
Yeah.
Embarrassing. And I
Mhm.
think people don't realize that's somebody's kid. And so we're going to
Mhm.
walk through. We're not probably going to get to all 21.
Yeah.
We're going to walk through what are some of the things that we hear. So what's the context?
Mhm.
Context of the situation. We're going to give you the strategy, what you should do, and
Yeah.
then we'll talk about why we've seen it work. So, number one, sideline gossip or bench
Mm.
gossip, right? So
Mm.
your parents nearby, this has not ever happened with the Badgers, go Badgers, but you
Mhm.
hear other parents nearby or other fans nearby and
Wait a minute,
said,
did you say that this doesn't happen with the Badgers?
that's what I said. I know.
Girl, you just ain't seen it. That's what it is. Where you been? Because it happened at Michigan. They
Yeah.
be there.
Yeah. So here's the context.
Okay.
So parents are whispering, but you can hear it. And they say,
Mm.
Shabaj or Jonathan, whoever, John, Tom, that kid doesn't even deserve that playing time. Why they got him out that long? Why he played 40 minutes? They should have pulled him out a long time ago. You've heard it.
Mhm.
Here's the strategy. Even though you want to do your hair like this, do you not see me wearing number 25? You not know that's my child. What you do,
Right.
you smile and say, we're proud no matter what role they play. We're proud. He's just giving his best. We're gonna lean in and support the coach. That's not my whatever you but smile and say it. Don't be sarcastic.
Mhm.
You know, have an attitude, but you can acknowledge because sometimes people call themselves whisper, but they really want you to hear it. But you don't
Right.
have to put them on. And so why does this work? Gossip dies when it doesn't get fed. So you
Mm.
don't have to feed that. You don't have to egg it on. You
Yeah.
just model confidence, smile at them, be your confident self, and let it roll off of your duck's back.
Yeah.
If you have confidence, confidence is contagious. And other thing is, you don't want your kids seeing you arguing with people in the bleachers.
That's
So,
true. That is so true.
if you hear comments like that, just say, I'm leaving it in the hands of the coach. Coach knows what he's doing. I'm just here to cheer on my child. And then turn your head back and focus on the game. Sometimes, although, just keep your mouth quiet.
Yeah.
That's the best.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Keeping your mouth quiet. And you are so right when you said gossip dies when it doesn't get fed. For
Yeah.
that to be one of the number one things, because you're going to hear it. You're going to hear gossip from fans. If they go in there and do a great job and your kid does great and you have that jersey on, they're going to be high-fiving you like, yeah, that was a great play.
Yeah.
But if your kid does something else, you may hear up the row or down. Maybe they don't see that jersey. What they're going to say, get him out of there. Like, get him out of there. He is stinking up the field or he's stinking up the game. And here's what you do. There are times I've heard that, but there are moments in which, like Jillian was saying, I kept my face forward because I said, if I turn around and say something, I'm not a good representation of my son at this moment.
Absolutely.
And so, yeah.
And your son, but sometimes we don't forget we're representing, if we're wearing the colors, we're
That's
also
right.
University.
That's true.
So you're not a good representative of the university that your child is representing. You don't want to be the worst thing ever to catch you.
Is to catch you acting a plum fool.
Acting the fool.
Yeah.
And then your husband, your mama, your grandma, they all calling you. Was that you on the
thing? Yes, yes. Oh, we see a comment here. Richard and Lasagna Perry says, girl, that's when I just keep saying, Jesus, control my mouth. Let me tell you, Richard and Lasagna Perry, let me tell you, yes, because you get to a point to where you're like, did you just say that about my kid? Now, a strong look may help more than your mouth. There are moments in which I've heard somebody say something about my kid and my head did just like this.
Oh,
and then I did a slow turn back around just to let them know I'm sitting here.
Right. With the number on your shirt.
With the number on my shirt. But that's the thing. You can't always do that jerk and that look. Mind your business and focus. That's where you got to resist the urge to bring out the old you.
Yeah. I mean, that's why, we say this all the time. We're unapologetic. We're Christians. So that's when you think about the fruits of the Spirit. One is called self-control. You got to have self-control. So that's number one. What's number two?
Number two is online harassment after a loss.
Oh, Lord.
let me show you something. I just want to show y'all something right quick.
Okay, what you
And
gonna
the reason I want to show you guys this is because what happens is I don't think that we think about things until certain things happen. And I'm very transparent. I think I have to start the video. Let me start it and play it right quick. Okay.
Okay.
So here's what we got. What? Wait a minute. I may have to back it up. I need y'all to see this. Let me back that up. So what we got is my son. Ooh, muffin a punt. This was at one of the biggest games ever. Ooh, one of the biggest games ever. Right? My baby is muffing a punt, right?
What's it called? I'm not a football. What's a muffin a punt? What's that?
Muffin a punt is when it was punted to him to catch it. Dude muffed that punt.
Ooh.
And what happened is it cost that team, which was Michigan, in the Rose Bowl in one of the biggest games ever. It cost that team, Alabama, to score a goal against us.
Ooh.
Now, my son, at that moment, think about as a parent, you're sitting in the stands. Your kid just did something that everybody gonna probably want to say all kind of, and they did. They said all kind of things about it. But I want to say that moment was one of the most toughest moments for me as a mom, and I could show it today because I know that wasn't what wasn't one of his things of. He's told us I lost the direction of the ball. He wanted to run before the ball got to him. So he had an understanding of why it happened. But here's what happened there. As a mom, the fans that were around me, I heard people saying things, but there were more people saying it's okay. He's going to get it. And it was that game. Let's go, Doug. We in the huddle, Doug.
Yes, Doug.
And it was that actual game. That's why I can show you guys that I've seen my son perform and had the most yards, because afterwards they actually asked him what happened. But here's the thing. They said, my son, he doesn't know how to catch balls. He muffed the punt. And if he would have cost us the game, it would have been off with his head. Like, these were the comments online. But wait. Yes.
You went to the comments?
I did. I went to the comments, but here's the beauty about it, because I want to show you something that he was actually interviewed after the fact. I want to show people how my son handled a situation that was like this. And the reason I'm showing this is because it's always beauty after, people love to say different things, but how you respond is the most beautiful thing as it relates to it. So let's hear what Samaj had to say about that muff punt. They're going to ask him.
And how old was he responding?
Back after
here we go.
Mistakes and win the Rose Bowl.
Man, like I said in a couple earlier interviews, man, like as a team, man, we be going through adversity every single day. So it's nothing to just, pick up and keep going. We a type of team that won't get mentally jammed in a crunch time. So I just thank God that we, remembered our training and remember everything we went through together this year. Yeah. And I'm glad we just remember everything we went through and together as a team, because without that, man, we would have for sure lost.
They went back to you. They went back to you early. They went back to you often. What does that trust mean from this team that you guys have really had with young guys, with older guys, this roster throughout the season?
Man, I just feel like, God put me in this position, man. I want to thank him. So thank God. But that trust, man, it just come from, just me practicing hard, playing hard, you know what I'm saying? And, my coaches eventually seen, like, okay, he's a guy that we want in the game. So they put me in there and they trust me, man. I'm glad they kept coming back to me after that little drop punt. But it is what it is. We won, and that's all we came for.
Yeah. Well, listen, how old was he? Was he
19? This young man, my baby, was, at that time, he was 18.
Ooh.
So what happened was, people made him feel bad, but check this out. I thought it was worse than ever, but his coaches, even though he dropped that ball, like he said, that news guy said, they kept coming back to you, though. They put you back in the game. They kept saying, yeah. And it was like, He said they had confidence in him. So all the naysayers out there that don't play football didn't understand that his coaches still had confidence after the muff point, So yeah,
you're gonna make mistakes.
Yeah. And here's the thing. They're saying what people don't realize is how bad the players feel after those moments. Yes.
Wow, I didn't think about that.
Yes. They feel bad.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? They gotta move.
They feel bad because we have to keep in mind. So some of those comments are instigated because of libation, alcohol consumption.
But sometimes it's not libation. Sometimes they're online after the game, days after. You see it. People are thinking they're giving critiquing of the kids in the game when a lot of them have never played a snap of football. Like people like Doug played football at Michigan. He may have an observation of a game, right? But the thing with it is when you have these observations of different kids and what they're doing, it gets to a point of I don't respect the ones that have something to say that's so negative. So that's why what I don't do, and this is talking about number 2, online harassment after a loss, even though they won, but after that your kid does something that they shouldn't do, what you have to do is not respond. I choose to not respond to any of the comments because I'll be wanting to say, do you know who kids you're talking about? This is his mom. This is mama.
Yeah.
I can't do that, Jillian. I can't do that. Why? I'll be online all day responding.
Absolutely. Yeah. You cannot, one of the strategies we talk about is don't clap back, block, delete, shut it down, and ignore it. You cannot.
Mm-hmm.
I remember, I think I might have been in Madison, in Jonathan's apartment, sneaking and looking because Glenn tells us don't look, right? And so somebody made a comment and I was about to type, and Jonathan said, "Mom, what you about to do?" I said, "I'm about to comment." And he said, "No, you're not. You are not about to do it." He said, "You about to get trolled. They gonna yeah." And so my son had to tell me, "Do not do that. Do not respond to that." So,
but Jillian, I had a guy that created an account. I didn't know who he was. I believe he was from Ohio, though. He actually inboxed me I didn't know who he was. He inboxed me. This was last year on Instagram. And he called me a B name. He said, my son was a B. He said, I hate you and your kid.
What?
Oh yeah. And your son is this. And they were telling me all these things. I showed it to my husband, but I did not respond to him. I didn't respond to him. Ooh. But you can't show that to your husband, and your husband be like, "Oh, well, let's just say nice things." But I researched the man to figure out who he was. I'm like, honey, no. So, but here's the thing: as a family, what do you do when someone goes to those type of measures to send hate mail to you about your kid? Jeez. How do you respond, right? That stuff it'd be serious. Like it's not no little thing of, well, we don't like how he played today or this and that. What do you do when someone sends you hate mail? So what I did was I deleted and I blocked him.
Okay, smart.
That's what you can do to quiet the noise in your mind. People that's on your timelines or people that are you don't even know who's a part of your social media friend group that are observing your kid or looking at your kid, but in their hearts they got some negative things they want to say or little Kirk remarks. You gotta either just block it,
and move on. And keep it moving. Keep it moving.
Yeah. Keep it moving.
All right. So number 3 is actually very similar to number 1. So I'm a pass it on. But you talked about family. So let's talk about family real quick. The family critic. Here's the comment. Uncle Joe.
Doug call them keyboard warriors, but I'm sorry. Go ahead. What'd you say?
Uncle Joe. Somebody's trying to. Uncle Joe is y'all at Thanksgiving dinner.
Yes.
And he just cozied up to you and said, "Why didn't he score more? He only averaging. I'm gonna use basketball. He averaging 4 points a game." Uncle Joe, you about to get on my nerve. So the strategy is, again, we're gonna say smile all the time. Smile, and we say college sports is no joke. We're just proud of their effort. How many college games did you play? No, don't add that. Don't add that second part.
No, Jillian, let's talk about that though. We got to ask yourself the question is, why did you get offended by the question? What makes us on the inside get upset that somebody says is not something that's a bad comment? Right. He just said, why didn't he score more? Maybe he believes his ability is more. But here's the thing. What makes us so upset? Yeah, let's talk about as a parent, when someone may say a remark, and we get offended behind it.
Why are you offended? Why are you so touchy? You listen, here's the thing, going back to what you said earlier.
Yeah.
Some of the fans have never played. You ain't never played. So why are you so touchy?
Oh.
I have never I tried out for basketball, I think in high school, because my gym teacher thought I was tall, I can run really fast. And I tried out one day and I went for the basket and they came down with elbows, wanting the ball. I said, oh, this what y'all want? Oh, y'all okay. I handed it over and never played again. So the point that I'm making is that, yes, why are you so touchy?
Why are you so touchy? That meaning we got to put ourselves in perspective. Could it be that we're touchy because maybe on the intrinsically, we want our kid to do better, to impress people?
Right.
Now let's talk about this because we'll say you've made it all the way to this pinnacle. Everyone's expecting you to be this star at Michigan, this star at Wisconsin. So people are going to come and ask you,
the star in school, right?
Right, and the school. Why aren't you doing what you're supposed to be doing?
And whether it be college, that happens. Listen, that happens in high school. That happens in middle school. You're supposed to be the star. And if you have had relatives that play, not you're giving our family a bit.
On that, you just have to learn how to graciously deal with people. As the older I get in life, Jillian, this is just honestly talking, I'm learning how to be gracious when I feel myself getting offended at a remark that someone has made toward me, especially if they're family. Especially if they're like the people on the outside, you can deal with that, right? But when it comes to people on the inside of your circle showing up to eat meals with you, how do you handle people that may come and say a remark that you feel slighted by or offended by, right?
Right.
And she said, Richard and Lasagna Perry says, or deep down inside, how hard are we on our athletes? Wow.
Now that's good right there.
That is good.
Extra expectations. So there's already expectations perhaps on you from the school. There's expectation from not just one coach, all your coaches, right?
Yeah.
Strength coach, you might have all types of different coaches, your head coach.
Yeah.
All that's coming. And then you as a parent put that additional pressure on them. That over and over again. And so again, we talk about the strategy here is smile and say something pleasant response. Don't get offended. And why does this work? Uncle gonna be your uncle for life, family forever. And so you want to set boundaries and walk in grace. Give them grace. Again, you want to teach that your athlete that they don't have to perform for approval. They feel Jonathan, your nephew. He ain't Jonathan number 25. He not Shamaj number 0. He is Morgan.
Yeah, black first.
Yes. And so the strategy is smile, say something pleasant, but remember family is forever. We're going to always have Thanksgiving dinner. We're going to always break bread together. And we're not going to let this one game or one episode or one thing you're talking about break our relationship. So I'm not going to snap on you. I'm not going to have an attitude. I'm going to answer.
Right.
So family critic, we're going to deal with the family critic. Say they don't mean no harm. What's number 5?
Well, when you got number 5, when you're talking about when parents speak out publicly, really meaning you're tempted to light up Facebook and about the coach. Now that's good, right? This is good. Let's talk about this. When you are tempted as a parent to light up Facebook or any social media platform about the coach that your kid is playing for.
Listen, this is what I would say.
Don't do it. Time out.
Listen, I'm waving. Don't do it.
This is the equivalent of showing up to your kid's employer and running amok, going up to HR, acting a fool, and embarrassing your kid and expecting people to still respect you after the fact.
No.
You don't do it. Here's the thing. Even if your kid leaves a school, you still want to graciously be right toward your coach and staff. Respect goes a long way. That's Hell Media said bad move. Put your kid in a bad spot. It actually does. You're exactly right.
Yes. Yeah, I want to share. I think I have this video queued up. Let me see if I got
ahead.
it. Oh, shoot. Do I have it? Yes. Okay. So here we have, let me go back to present. I want to share my screen.
Yes, ma'am.
Allow.
Yeah, because while you're bringing that up, you think about these things because sometimes we'll feel we have every right to say something negative, but sometimes you don't understand what's happening behind the scenes of why maybe your kid maybe isn't playing or maybe what's happening within the system or what they're trying to do at the school. So why do that to your coach? Because you got to realize they're with your kid more than you are.
You don't mess it up with your big mouth. So what? Here's a parent. Here's an example.
You got to share it to the table. Share it to the screen.
Oh, one second. What?
Here we go. Let me bring it to the stage. Here we go. Start it over. Oh, there you go.
All right, you can see it now.
Yeah, I can see it.
Uh-oh. Can you hear it?
Can't hear it, but that's okay. This says when a parent yells from the stands telling you and your coach how to do it, then try to act like they can come show you how it's done. Look what happens. Look at this. Look at this.
Look at the lady covering. This your child down here watching your foolishness. I heard his knees.
Jillian.
Heard his knees crack. Let me stop sharing. How do I?
Yes.
I think I heard his knees crack.
Yes.
You looking like a fool.
A fool. Yeah, and then you fall. You trying to act like, yeah, I'm about to show you how it's done. Dads and moms, sit down. There's a reason that you're not coaching.
Don't just take one seat. Take 2 seats.
No, take the whole stadium. Because in no way should you ever think you're going to go down to confront your kid's coach like that. Like, that's embarrassing to them. It really is.
And here's the part when we talk about, listen, social media, we can't delete that. That's everywhere. That's your fool daddy. Everybody is watching it. And hopefully it's a granddad. I'm gonna say it's daddy. It could be granddad.
We don't know who that was.
Oh my goodness. So again, you never, you listen, do not try to light up your coach on Facebook. Do not try to light up the coach at the game. Do not do it. Pause. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm reading all your stuff. Go ahead. What are you supposed to?
Because you're right. I was going to say, you got to pause and ask yourself, will this protect my child or just create drama? And a lot of times, here's the unspoken silence that you may not understand. You create the drama. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter what it is, and it's sad, but it can happen, and we've all been there and felt a certain way. But then some coaches, if not all, may start treating your kid indifferently because of you.
Because they human.
Because of you.
People think these coaches are human. They have feelings and emotions, and your daddy just cussed me out. Went off on me. I got other videos swinging on the referees. What's wrong with
y'all? and that's a problem. Or telling the referees, and they are close enough to hear you to where you can be escorted out. Actually, Jillian, when we were out of town and Samaj and Jonathan were playing basketball, I want to say we may have been in Indiana when they were playing and going to the junior NBA. Our boys, they did some great things. It was a parent that was so rude to the referees that they had to come and get him and escort him out.
Oh my goodness.
And because they had to escort this parent out, he was banned for coming back even the next day when they were playing in a tournament.
So think about that. You have taken off work.
Mm-hmm.
You have paid for a hotel, rental car, food, and you can't even enjoy. See, the things I think about is that enjoy the moment. This is a memory that you're making with your child and your family.
So true.
And you change that moment into a video that's going to be on Instagram.
Yeah, and it's embarrassing. It's so embarrassing.
And here's another thing I just want to emphasize this. And kids are brutal. So they're going, the opposing team, and sometimes people that go to your school, they're going to play their back.
They are.
Just don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah, don't do it. What's the next one, Jillian? What's the next one?
Okay. The next one, number 6, comparison to teammate. Here's the context. So a parent brags. That player is clearly better than yours. Really? That, they're comparing. Now, again, you want to be great, but you don't have to. And my husband is very big on humility. Be humble. He teaches all of our children that. He talks, he works with Fellowship of Christian Athletes. He teaches that be humble. And so as parents, we cannot be braggadocious because everybody's going to have a good game. And guess what? Everybody's going to have a bad game one day.
Yeah, they could.
You don't want somebody to remember that comment that you said, bragging about you and yours, right? And here's the other thing. It's a team. So yes, you're going to have some starters and some great players, but it's actually a unit. It's actually oneness that you win. And so the strategy, again, if you're going to say anything, that's my husband coming in now. You're going to say anything, like every athlete has their own journey. Every journey is going to be different. And so what we have to do is we have to celebrate them all. And
that's the key. That's the key right there, Jillian, is celebrating every kid to where when your kid get the touchdown, yay, you're screaming. But when somebody else kid get the touchdown, for example, just this last weekend, Central Michigan Michigan blew them out. But it was a young man that got into the game, Andrew Marsh. He's a wide receiver as well. He's a freshman, his first career touchdown pass. That was the moment to scream as a mom for this young man and other young men that got the touchdowns, right?
Yeah.
But then afterwards, as a team mom, I text and put in a team mom text. This is for us to magnify this thing. You send that out and you brag about other people's kids. See, it's kind of taboo to brag on yourself and about yourself. People like to do that.
Yeah.
So let it be the other way around. There are going to be people that's going to brag about how great your kid is, even if it's a good thing. You don't always have to be the one. Brag about other people's kids too, and make it a thing of camaraderie because we are a team. Because we're all trying to get to the championship. That touchdown assists us to the next.
Right.
But even within this question, the comparison to teammates, Jillian, when you think about kids comparing and parents comparing, because a lot of times it's not the kids, it's the parents.
Right.
It's never the parents, right?
Yeah. And that's why the playbook is for the parents, because we the ones get crazy.
Yeah, it's for the parents because we are the ones that get crazy. But even in that context, comparison is just not good at all.
It's not.
And you know what? And I will say, the comparison thing can really hurt a team history if parents are not getting along, I just say every kid has their moments and then celebrate that moment, not in a fakeness with that parent, but with the true sincerity of, I'm happy to see you winning. Yeah. I'm happy that your kid is winning because when he wins, we all win, right?
Yeah.
And
just simply steals the joy, right? You want to be around people that you enjoy being with.
Yeah.
When you're comparing all the time and you're verbalizing that, you're still in joy, not just for the two or the individuals that might be here now. You're still in the joy from the team. And so our job is to, as parents, is to model maturity.
That's true.
On teamwork. Keep the focus on the team and not just our individual child.
That is
what's next? Number 7.
All right. The next one is the post-game defeat. So this is the context. The stranger yells, that loss was on your kid. The strategy is what? What is that strategy? Walk away.
Walk away. Not do what? What did you do to
not engage.
Not engage.
Not engage.
Give them the finger.
Yep. Definitely don't give them a finger. But what I will tell you is this. A lot of parents ain't going to tell you what they did.
Ooh.
They'll keep it to themselves. But Erica, I tell you because
Yeah.
I want you to learn from it wasn't even a mistake. It was a reaction that I should not have had.
Yes.
But it was at a moment that I said, okay, I got my husband here to back me up too. So, but the boy stopped. He stopped.
Oh yeah, he was shocked.
Okay. But I will say, you can't win parking lot arguments because here's what happens. But you can win by modeling restraint. Your silence is louder than your noise.
Yes.
Because what happens is you just won, and then somebody's going to say things, or you just lost, then somebody's going to say things, and then you're walking to the parking lot, someone wants to pull out a gun. That's the day and era we live in now.
Yeah.
All because you made a statement. And that's the reality that we're living in life. And you're looking like, well, I just made a statement. But some people are not here because of that. As a matter of fact, that happened at a soccer match, I believe, where a parent came out of the stand. Either it was the coach or the referee. I think it was the coach, and punched the coach in the neck. The coach, Jillian.
I remember that. And
the coach, as a result of the punch, passed away.
I remember that story. Yeah.
So you got to ask yourself, this is a game. People want to go home to their families.
Exactly. Wow. Horrible.
So it's not deep, and we should not do that.
No, not at all. Not at all. All right. Number 8. So there's this thing called name, image, and likeness, and your child is actually getting compensated. Marketing deals, or compensated with the university. And so because of that, here's the context. Everybody knows your son or daughter is getting NIL, and they yell out or they make a comment. They don't deserve those NIL deals. Because you know it's coming. Whether it's in social media, whether it's you hear it, you know you're going to hear something, right? And so what do you do? If it's face-to-face, you can ignore it, or you can calmly reply and say, NIL reflects opportunity. They earned it.
Yeah.
So you can say that, or you can ignore it. If they say it loud and bold, you say it calmly. You know what? NIL, name, image, and likeness reflects the opportunity my son or daughter has. And I believe they earned it. Let's not judge them on this one thing. You have to go into a dissertation or a conversation, but say something brief. Or the overall strategy sometimes is just ignore it.
You have to, because I'm going to tell you, I'm at a point now, Jillian, I don't engage.
Yeah.
I look at it as a participation match, right? If I don't hit the ball back, the ball comes in your court and drops, and it stays there. But if I keep hitting it back, then here's what happens. I've come and participated in the game with you, right? Yes. So the more I participate, the more angry I'll become, right? Yes. Your silence really is golden. Silence is a powerful force that will shut the mouth of a lot of people that may come and say, well, your kid doesn't deserve that NIL deal, or, why are these players getting paid? I think it should be something different. Well, it's one of those things where we as moms and parents have to know how to set the standard of. And there are times in which you just say, well, hey, maybe that's not your business if you do a response. And sometimes people will shut up with that. Well, maybe it's not. Yeah, move on.
Right.
And keep it going.
Yeah. I mean, the bottom line is you don't have to debate your son's or child economics.
Exactly. Absolutely.
Don't have to say anything. So if you choose to say something, again, smile and say
Jillian wants to smile.
Smile, show those pearly whites, or ignore it. Because again, you do not have to argue in the bleachers, in the stands, in the hallway, in the bathroom, nowhere. To your point, you do not have to engage.
Yeah. And the Perry family have said you have to ignore it. You can't explain something to someone that does not understand.
Oh, now that's key. My bad.
Oh, that is key. Everybody's not going to understand your journey. No. And because of that, you should be okay with it.
And here's the other thing why sometimes you do not say anything is because you don't want to give any person opportunity to say, yeah, I was at the game and Shamaja's mother said.
That's true.
And then they can say you said anything. They don't know. It could be a crowd. Somebody heard your mouth move. But if your mom doesn't move, they can't say, well, I didn't hear her say anything. She didn't even
Right.
watch. She didn't turn around.
Right.
Never give a person the opportunity to say, I tell my kids that all the time. You don't have to comment because when it's repeated, you don't know how it's going to be repeated.
Yes. Yes.
It can be all made up, but they may have thought they heard you say that. So just keep your mouth closed. Okay, what's the next one?
Let's see. The biased comment.
Ooh.
What type of comment is this? Someone drops a racial or gender stereotype. We value all athletes equally. That's what you could say, and then disengage. But here's the thing. You speak truth without feeding the fire, a clean check, then move on. I even think that, I mean, of course, we're reading some of these things, but sometimes, like I go back to the power of silence.
Yeah.
People are going to say all kinds of things about you. And I even told Samaj when he does interviews with the media loves to bring up negative things. Like, I think it was an incident that happened between a couple of the players on Michigan at a game, and they were mouthing at each other as teammates. So the media brings it up to the young man while he's there. And that young man said to the media, that's my brother. I love him. And that's what happens. We moved on. He pretty much was like, you're not going to bait me to say anything negative about him that happened in the heat of the game.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I love that. And I think it's something unique about how men engage. I want to share the story with you real quick, because I think it bears to mention when you talk about that, when he said, that's my brother, that's my teammate. So my husband believes in having family meetings. We were having this family meeting. He was going around asking if anybody have any questions or want to start off. And my oldest son, I call him the quiet giant. He normally doesn't engage because he wants the meeting to get over. He's like, no, let's just keep it right.
Right.
So he said something about Jonathan, my middle son. And so they talked about it. There was some disagreement. They talked about it. And we moved on. And at the end of the family meeting, it might have been 45 minutes later, my husband's wrapping it up. And I said, wait. I'm the only girl in the house except me and another dog. You know, not another dog, a dog that's a girl. But I'm the only female person, human being in the house. And I said, wait a minute. What do you mean? The meeting's not over. We got to go back to Mackenzie and Jonathan. They had an issue. And the youngest son, he had to be 15 years old. He said, Mom, what are you talking about? He said, that's over. So I'm the woman thinking we got to cry and we got to talk about it. And they all looked at me and said, we dealt with it.
Well, and I'm going to say that's men though, Jillian.
That is.
Here's the thing. What we think that people haven't dealt with, they probably have. But a lot of times men are shutting different things down.
That's true.
Because sometimes communication of it may be whatever. But we always want to communicate. We said this. But that's the matter with moms. That's the difference between moms and dads. See, we're giving you kind of our perspective on how to handle things, but our husbands may handle things completely different.
All they answer will be like, ignore that.
Yeah, I've ignored, or you know what I'm saying? Or you just be like, okay, well, I probably wouldn't handle it that way. But then sometimes, you know, but they've been in this thing, the crowd of the noise. How do you calm this stuff down? But I find that, that's a good response too.
Men are different. Men are a different animal. And I had to learn it with having a house full of men. Okay, what's the next one?
The next one is the hometown pressure. Like the context is old neighbors joke. Don't embarrass us. You know what I'm saying? Really, you got like don't embarrass. Let me tell you this. I say this, and I mean it with my whole heart, Jillian. I'm 47 years old. What I've taught my kids and still teach them to this day is be delivered from people and what they think about you.
You got to.
That means neighbors, friends, family.
Yes.
When you get to a point to where you got the pressure on your shoulder to make sure you're representing the hometown and everybody's put that on you, and you shouldn't put that on yourself. You got to think about it. Our boys went into this thing to play the game that they love. They didn't go into it to play the game of the way that the people want them to play or the way that the people want them to represent. That's why I tell, be you. Don't be nobody else. Be you.
Absolutely. I
So the
love
hometown pressure shouldn't even be on them and say, don't embarrass us. You ain't in my household.
Right. Okay, I can't embarrass all of Michigan. That's a lot of pressure on the kids, right? I can't even all of Wisconsin, all whatever it is, the state that you're in, that's a lot of pressure. So again, you just got to laugh it off and say, listen, it's about growth, not perfection. And then you cannot have that pressure stick to you or stick to your child. They have to laugh it off and play for the team. That's who they're playing.
And I like where it said pressure only sticks if you carry it.
That's
so good. And it's another quote, he who angers you controls you. So when you continue to let that stuff stick with you, anger you, get on you, then of course you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I got to do this. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to operate in the full thing of what you're trying to do in your sport. So if you're a mom or a dad out there, encourage your kids. Don't let the hometown pressure, and don't let the pressure get to you as a parent.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. I like this one, the next one. Because we're living this right now. My youngest son has had his fibula, his tibula, just a bunch of, he just pulled his ACL. And so we're believing God that he's going to play his last year in high school. And so it's the injury doubt. Contact says, you hear the whisper, he'll never be the same. He ain't playing. My nephew he plays for UConn. Mel Brown, look him up. He just pulled his collarbone.
Oh my gosh.
Got the text from my brother, devastation. And I immediately went, we're going to believe God for speedy recovery, right?
I just watched him in the game, I think a week or two ago. He's good?
He's good, Mel Brown.
Okay, good.
So, again, but the people whisper, his career is over. And so, again, your comeback, if you're a believer, we believe in speedy recovery. God got him. He's no respect. A number of things, but we believe in the comeback story. He's going to come back. And if not, he's going to be okay. Life is over for them.
Yeah. And so, that's so disheartening. I hate to hear that with football players. We're going to be praying for Mel Brown in Jesus' name that he makes a full recovery. All shall be well, and he'll come back more powerful than ever.
Put little Rob on that list too. Yes.
And little Rob, he's all right. I started off with him when you told me about that surgery. And in Jesus' name, he's going to be okay. And we're going to believe God for the best for little Robert. The Perry family also send their prayer. And see, this is what I like. You have people listening to our show, hearing something and saying, I'm in agreement with you. And that's why we are in the huddle. Stuff like this is a beautiful thing because Jillian, we need one another. When it comes down to hearing that, I don't like hearing injury reports or anything like that. Like a couple weeks ago, my son had they thought he had a concussion in the game in Oklahoma. He fell out and it was all over the news. I meant to get that video clip, but he fell out and people were texting me like, oh my gosh, is he okay? What's going on? We didn't know what that report was going to be, but we did believe the report of the Lord and he was fine. He ended up playing. And you talk about a comeback story. Let me just bring this up.
Yes.
Talk about a comeback story.
That was hard to watch. That was hard to watch.
That was very, very hard to watch. So it's just one of those things where when it comes down to your kid and different things, you don't know.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to show the comeback story there.
Underwood going deep. He's got Morgan. Caught. Touchdown, Samaj Morgan.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, we talk about a comeback story.
Thank God that, listen, when he got hit, though, I was talking about when he got hit and then fell again.
Oh, there it go. Okay, say it again.
I was talking about when he going back to the injury, when he got hit and fell again. That was like, because you and I just talked. I said, Erica, I don't know how you watch your child get hit.
Because he loves the game. But I got so many people like, oh my gosh. And then the doctors did check him out. But that was the couple weeks ago. And then he came back stronger than ever.
Yeah.
Got a touchdown. And that's what I'm saying. And even with the touchdown, you still got the naysayers that will say something negative. Well, they played a team this and they done this. But the injury was a possible injury. Yes. So it wasn't even a concussion. So they did all kind of tests on him. But when he came back, and that's what people don't realize, there is a such thing as coming back from an injury or from something that may have taken you down.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
all right. Well, it is. We had the last time. I mean, again, we have 21. We said we were not able to get to all 21, but we have this guide put together for you, this playbook. Written as if we are your coaches, kind of walking you through the things that we've been through, giving you context, strategy, and outcome. So like, share, and subscribe. We'll upload it tonight tonight on momsinthehuddle.com. So you'll be able to access it, share with another mom that might be in elementary, middle school, or high school, or even obviously in college. But we believe that this is a tool that I wish I would have had that, because I have made, like you, Erica, I have made mistakes. I've said some things. I've had my husband tell me, do not comment, right? Do not say anything.
Yes. Yeah.
So
I would like to talk about this number 12 though, right quick, before we're done. It's called the toxic coaching culture. What if your kid is a part of a school where it's come back to you that the coaching culture is toxic? What does that look like? Do we know what it looked like?
Yeah, well, again, toxic can be different in the stages of where your kids are playing. I'll give you an example. So my husband had a friend. He is no longer with us, Tony Tolbert. My son, Jonathan, started playing with him when he was in the 4th grade. And I remember, because my husband couldn't take him, I took him to the tryouts.
Yeah.
And Tony was cussing up a storm. And Jonathan got in the car and was crying. He said, I know I can't play with him because he be cussing so much.
The baby did.
Oh, yes. Because he wasn't accustomed to hearing that. And so I came home and I was shocked. And I came home and I said, babe, and I think that might have been my first or second time meeting Tony in that context.
Right.
He was like, babe, he gonna be all right. I'll talk to Tony. But he said, but coaches do use foul language. So I know we have, I don't know if these are exact words, but he just pretty much said we can't keep our kids in a bubble, because that's not reality.
Now, what does that make you feel? Why did it bother you that the coach was cussing at the baby?
Because it was a baby. He was a baby. He had never had. And so when I say define toxic, for me as a parent, I ain't cussing my child out, not doing it. But Glenn, growing up in the sport, he was like, this is what happens. Maybe not fourth graders, right? Maybe high school, middle school. He was at 4th graders, and ain't that elementary? Tony was tough.
Well, here's the thing. Even though it doesn't happen at your house or anything like that, I know on the inside of you want to cuss your own kids out at some point, didn't you?
You said the east side sometimes comes. Sometimes the west side.
All I'm saying is it ain't like they have, not to say they haven't heard it, but when it comes down, that could, maybe some parents do feel like, I remember it was a parent that actually took their kid out of, I can't remember where it was. It may have been when Samaj was in high school sports, and they took them out because the coaches were cussing at the kids, and they did not, it was high school, and they did not want, and I remember, and I'm like, but here's what happens to me. I'm a Christian. I love the Lord. I may not cuss as much now because thank you, Lord, for delivering me, but I have in the past. Right. But I realize our kids live in a real world, right? And because they live in a real world, we cannot shelter them from the things that they're going to experience worse than someone cussing at you.
Absolutely. Now, again, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. That was a good example. I get what you're saying.
But again, that's what I'm saying. Depending on the age of the kid and how, they're matriculating into different sports and what level, and you need to define what is toxic for your child, right? You had like the example that you used, they were in high school. I probably wouldn't have did that in high school. if I was a single parent, I may have pulled them out if I did not have that balance of someone telling me, this is reality. What are you talking about? And so I thank God I had that. But again, what is the strategy when you're in a toxic coaching?
And what is a toxic coaching environment or coaching culture? A lot of kids will say, well, coach ain't playing me, or coach ain't doing this, or coach is mad at me, coach not putting me in the game. Some kids may feel like that's a toxic environment for them. Yeah. Because here's the thing, they don't know how to prove, or if you do one thing wrong over here, then coaches aren't going to touch you no more. It's like kids may experience different things, but you got to understand, if that's what you signed up for, you're going to have to go through.
Yeah,
you got to go through with it. So
yeah,
it's called life. I don't know who Henry's Kitchen is, but Henry, we're not going to have you come on here for putting that comment up here. I don't know why you got that here. But
that's one of them what's one of them team, one of the opposite teams found you. No, they like,
oh, they talking about us. Yeah, I don't know who Henry's Kitchen is, but unless you meant to put we get these comments that come over here to the side that we're able to flash and show. We're not going to show the comment of what this person is making, but we will say you get spammers, right? That'll come on and do different things. I didn't think we were that big, Jillian, that people start spamming us, but maybe we're doing something right.
We're doing something right.
But yeah, so we've come to the end of our program.
Yes. Well, I've had fun. This was an interesting conversation. Hopefully, the people that did join and the ones who, guess what, check us out on Apple. We are on all the different platforms, so you can check us out there. But this was a really good conversation. How you quiet the noise. 21 ways parents can stay calm under pressure.
Yes. And you may have some ways you may say, hey, this is how you can stay calm under pressure. And thank you for allowing me to be vulnerable to you. Of moments of myself, or showing moments of my son that maybe people may not think is favorable, but that's life.
This is good. That's life. Like, what do we say all the time? We're moms. We're going to be transparent. We're going to tell you the truth.
Absolutely.
The bad and the ugly.
Yeah, you got to do it. But that's where true growth comes from.
Absolutely.
Yeah, experience and other things. So we want to thank you for being a part. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Share the video. We're going to start doing more interaction with sharing a lot of our videos in different clips. Where you're able to, you're able to engage with it and comment on what was said. So
we love it. We love it. So that's it. We're Moms in a Huddle. Where you at in the huddle?
We in the huddle. We're going to be back with you next week. And you never know what we're going to talk about, but just show up.
Just show up. All right, Erica.
Love you, Jillian. Have a good one.
Bye, everyone. Appreciate you joining us.
Bye. Have a good one.